Hello everyone, hope we're all good. Big shout out to KR Couriers and Transport Limited, and a big thank you to everyone who likes, shares, comments and subscribes to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore. I'll try and do this video all in one take now. There was a few questions being asked on the Stephen French podcast, and a guy's name kept popping up called Warren Slaney. Now, I've never heard of Warren Slaney, so I've done a little bit of research and I found out he was a former professional boxer, 5 fights, 4 defeats, 1 win by a technical knockout. He was sentenced to double life back in 1992 for a double murder, and he hasn't seen daylight since. He's claimed he's had no part in these murders. He's innocent of these crimes. It's a miscarriage of justice. You know, he's fought the system tooth and nail. Some say he's like, you know, the most feared Cat A prisoner in the prison establishment. Now, like I said, I've never heard of him. I've never come across him. 1992, I started my prison career back in 1989. I was a youth. I was, what, 16 years old. You know, he's further afield than myself, so we probably wouldn't have heard of the likes of Warren. And especially back then, there was no social media or phones or anything that you could check who's what and what's who. But the questions were asked about Stephen French getting knocked out by Slaney. You know, like I said, I love a bit of a Q&A, so I sent French a little message. I said, Steve, did you ever come across Warren Slaney? Do you know who he is? People are asking, you know, these questions, and did I ask you? And now I'm going to ask you. He said, Bill, I've never come across Warren Slaney in the jug. I know he's doing double life, but we've never come across. Our paths have never crossed. So what you're hearing is absolutely bullshit. It's fabricated. People love to make up stories. You know, and I found Steve to be quite honest, quite open, quite candid about his past. I felt that chat that we had was adult, you know, and I quite liked the fella. You hear these stories about these gangsters, you know, some might be true and the name and reputation comes before them, but when you actually sit down with some people and you have a conversation, you know, and then you realise, hang on a minute, you know, he's all right, he's not too bad. Because we suffer with some kind of misguided loyalty. We can hear something about people on social media. You know, for example, Danny Christie, he gets loads now and then of different bods. And I've sat and eat food with Danny, and he's one of the most humble characters you can ever come across. You know, he enjoys company, very articulate. Yeah, then social media does, like, there is a bit of a hype, and you know, there's a lot of people that I have met and interviewed, and they're all different from myself. Now, I know, like, I kind of had a different path to most of these. You know, we were in the highlight. You know, made a few quid, intimidated a few people. That wasn't what I was about. I was just a crazy mixed up kid in a 2-bit town trying to make a pound note and survive, you know, a drug addiction. So yeah, anyway, moving on. The question was asked of Steve. He's never heard him. But this Warren Slaney fella kind of grabbed my attention, and I fell for him, and I thought, wow, you know, he's been away for a hell of a long time. He reminds me of Leroy Gilbert. You know, he's the same. He was away for 37 years, probably one of the longest serving prisoners in the UK, who fought, you know, the courts tooth and nail because he had a miscarriage of justice, and still fighting to this day while he's out. So I can imagine where Warren is. If he's innocent of these crimes, like he says he is, then fucking hell, do you blame him for fucking causing murder through the prison system over the years? Anyway, there you go. Once again, thanks for watching. Take care.